it might be worthy.
Probably not.
Never know.
Okay, well, the big thing is I think I've told you before that I've got a pop-up thing that just arbitrarily pops up, and it seems to be when I've used the computer a lot, like I've been working on something or have things open, but there was no way I could ever save it to show you. Well, I snuck up on it and did a screen save. So I want to share that and show it to you.
Very proud of you.
Okay, and hang on a minute though. My phone's ringing. I have to make sure it's not the call I'm waiting for. So just hang on a second.
Chuck, you're still frozen.
Yeah, I've been frozen with 2 cameras now.
It worked last week.
I was just gonna say, last week you weren't frozen.
For a while.
Uh-oh. Oh, right there. Okay. Here. 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 Okay, can you see this little thing down here?
Hmm?
Can you see my screen, I guess, first of all?
Yes.
Okay, see that? You see the little pop-up thing that's in the right corner?
Yeah, it's like the right click option. If you right click, that's what you
yes.
see.
That's what it is. And I don't right click though, and it just comes up. Now, I don't, why would that do that? It's not appropriate for every right click. I mean, like whatever page I'm on, obviously that's not necessarily the right click. So it's that one that keeps coming up, even if it's, for instance, if I right click now, it's different. I guess I can't do that. Get out of here. That what that one has, the options that one have is not the same thing as, well, that's not a fair start. See, that one's different. It's got more things to it. However, the other one was on my laptop. I mean, my desktop, and this is my laptop, so that could be the difference. But anyway, why would that do that? Is it a mouse problem, do you think, or is it
How old is your mouse?
well, this is well, actually, I got a new mouse because I thought that was the problem. But that was maybe a year or so more ago. But and then with the new mouse, it did the same thing. But I don't even have to be touching the mouse for it to do it.
Mhm.
So that's what's weird. And I can also, I'm not sure if it's done it on the laptop. I think it did it once on the laptop too. This was saved from my desktop. I guess, is it just something I have to put up with, or is there?
Mhm.
What?
So question for you, Nancy. In your screenshot, there's an X straight above your right click option, like in a round circle.
Right.
If you click, is that part of like the browser or something else? If you click that X, does it go away?
No, that's, I just happened to be this, whatever, I don't even know what that article is that I was reading or something from my Yahoo Mail when I was in Yahoo Mail. And when that came up, I all of a sudden I thought, well, what if I do a screen save? But I couldn't just couldn't just screen save the little thing. Oh, I know. I couldn't use the what's that screensaver thing? The app. This one I used by just saying control screen save. So that's how I got everything that was on the page.
Mhm.
Before I was trying to do it by highlighting what I wanted to take. Well, of course, as soon as I went to highlight it, it went away.
Right.
So to answer your question, I don't think that has anything to do with it.
Yeah, because I'm confused why that like close button is there, or if it's the article or
It is the article. It's or something else. I'm not sure even what at this point. But it comes, and it doesn't, like I say it, if I just get on and for a little while, that never comes up. It's when I've gone back and forth between different pages or have been especially back and forth for different pages, like trying to copy something from something else, or to look at 2 things at once, or to pull up a spell check and then whoops, oh, here I got an email, I want to look at that. And so anyway,
Is
that's,
it always in the browser when it pops up?
good question. Not
Have you been in
necessarily,
Word and it's happened?
well, it originally I thought it was always just in Yahoo, but that wasn't the case, I know, but it was in the browser. I don't see, I don't have pay for software. I have the free stuff.
Mhm.
But yes, I think it did pop up then too, because that was one of the things I was working on, the PowerPoint equivalent, and I was going back and forth and copying stuff, and it popped up then too. And basically what I have to do is just shut down, not even shut the whole computer down, well, sometimes do, just get out of what I'm in. No, I guess I do have to do it. If I do a restart, it's gone. That's how I get rid of it. So it's like overload of something, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems like it's the computer's too slow and you're trying to do too much too quickly and the computer's freezing up maybe.
That could be.
Or
Okay.
it goes, oh, I think this is a right click from like 5 minutes ago, but we're only now catching up to Nancy because Nancy is so fast and all.
Okay, well, it's probably not worrisome, but that does remind me, if I would want to buy my own router, as you suggested, how do I know what to get?
So you have Verizon, correct?
FiOS, yeah.
Yeah. So the modems and routers that Stephen has talked to us about, that's more for Comcast services.
Okay,
You can get some, but you don't need like the router and the modem unless they changed things recently. You just need the one built-in system.
and that's all I've got from them that I'm
Mhm.
renting. You were pointing out that.
And you can get it from Verizon if you want to do it that route, or Best Buy, if you want to go to Best Buy, you could go
But
through.
how do I know what's compatible with my stuff? Or is there just only one kind? I mean, is there?
So with anything on Verizon's, website or page, it will be supported because it's a Verizon product. So they only do. So anything in their system would be okay. If you go to Best Buy, you just say, I'm looking for a Verizon router, and they'll point you in the right columns.
And what's the choices among them? I mean, like, do I have to just say I want it for 300 and whatever they are?
Mhm.
See that when you reply to my other that you're getting the same service for $40 that they want to offer for me for $60.
Mhm.
I'm wanting and I understand they wanted me to upgrade to another, to a super duper new router, and then customize is what they called it, my system back. That was going to be a gigabyte or something, and customize my system back to the 300, which sounded a little bit counterproductive to me, as far as why would I need this super duper router if that's to make it good for streaming, and I don't need that.
Mhm.
So would there be routers that some are, in other words, I could get a cheaper router than what they, okay, right. All right, I will try.
So I can screen share and show you my screen.
Okay.
So this is their website, so it's only Verizon stuff. There's more options if you go to Best Buy and stuff, and I haven't done research on them. When I first got FiOS, this is the router I had. And in the pandemic, I upgraded my services and things, and I was getting speeds, and they're like, they were, when the guy came out, he's like, it's all Ethernet connected now, in a way that the coax cable no longer is a thing. And so I had to go with this router. So I have this one currently.
Hey, Lynn, I
yeah.
have that one still working on coax.
This one?
Yeah,
That's
because
interesting. So maybe
in this-
they,
Well, this old
Lied to me.
house is impossible to get Ethernet from the, they used to call them a bridge box, down in the very lower level up to my office, which is like 2 levels up. The lowest level is the ground level, there's first floor, and I'm second floor. And it sits in a window because I have a cell phone booster attached to it. And the cell phone booster has to be able to access the satellite.
So
And
you
I'm
have the
liking it
black
all.
one.
Sorry?
So you have the black one?
No, I have the white one, the one above it, that
Oh,
one.
the white one above it.
Yeah.
That's
And
what
I
I
don't
have.
like having this, I had to reprogram it to keep using the coax. It's really counterproductive, but one of these days I'm gonna have one of their engineers come in and work with me on getting Ethernet up to it.
Okay, well, the one I have now looks like the black one, but that doesn't mean what's in it. I mean, I realize it can be, it's old. It's old by your standards, not old by my standards.
Old in technology terms, right? Because
Okay.
yeah, I had this one worked great for me up through 2020.
Well, yeah. Okay, so I guess I just need to say, and so they're not going to well, I need to talk to them and say, okay, if I have my own router, what are you going to charge me? I guess. And so after that debacle with the chat, I just haven't done anything for a while. That was
Fair enough.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, and I don't know about this one. This one is new to me. It must be a newer model. So
Well, if you use your own router, what kind of issues do you get into regarding support?
Good question.
Have you asked them about?
Oh, you asking me? Are you asking me what kind of?
Yeah.
I thought you meant,
have you dealt with that with them?
No, I have not. No, I have not, because I was tempted to figure that it's better to rent it, because then when a new one comes, they just send you a new one. I mean, with telling you about it, and because the one that I have now is not my original FiOS router. It's when I was having trouble, they said, okay, you need a new router, and they sent it to me, and I sent the other one back, and all was well. That didn't seem to be the option this time, although I don't know what I don't know who I was texting with or chatting with at the time. But yeah, that's a good question that I need to say. And I really want to talk to a person on the phone instead of the chat thing. That's just,
that is one advantage of buying a Verizon router through Verizon. You're going to get much easier support because it's all like you talk to one person, they know everything, versus going to Best Buy and getting a middleman to the product.
Except they don't know. Yeah, they don't know everything. I went like to 3 different people for some other questions. So, but the general idea, yes, I should.
But renting, what I say about renting versus buying, after you can pay for a router in 3 months of your payments for renting. So if you're using it, more than 3 months,
right, yeah,
it's going to save you a lot of money. Yes, you might need to keep up on what, if there's new products or things, but long run, it's going to be so much cheaper.
Well, and they will send it to me. I'm sure they'll charge me shipment and stuff, but I buy it through them and they send it, and okay. And it's just, and I would, all right, my wife, I use it as Wi-Fi for my laptop and my phone, but it's not when internet going to my phone, but it is wired into my computer. So I assume that I'm just going to be able to unplug it and plug in the new one, right?
Do you know if how it goes into your router currently? Is it a coax cable?
No, it's an Ethernet.
Ethernet? Okay.
Yeah.
Then you're all set then. It should be easy.
Well, and the only other thing is that my printer is Wi-Fi. So I have to figure out how to do that, but that shouldn't be too hard.
theoretically, if they mail it to you and it's all Ethernet connect, all you have to do is unplug the router, unplug all the cables, and then plug it all into the new one, and it should pick up everything automatically. Keyword should.
Well, yeah, well, that's what I found out with when I changed my password, that it's, I forget how I do it, but I wrote it down. That it's not, I remember that was really hard to figure out how on earth my other printer was gonna, or my laptop was gonna work to it, but
But if
anyway.
you buy it from Verizon, they might also send you a tech to install it too.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, in fact, that is what they did last time, and guess what, though, the tech didn't know how to connect my Wi-Fi printer. At least he didn't do it right, because you have to go in and find out what port the printer is using. He didn't do that, and I didn't have him test the printer before he left, and it's like, so, but I got that written down somewhere too. But don't expect this to happen anytime soon.
We'll get a report back next week.
You won't hear anything new next week, I don't think.
Just kidding.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Good questions.
Hmm.
Lynn, I was just looking on the Apple website today about MacBook Airs and MacBook Pros.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like they're only shipping them now with the M2 chip. It
I'm not
doesn't look like you
surprised.
can get the M1 chips anymore.
Hmm.
The price doesn't seem to have changed much, even with the new faster chip. But sad part of it is, I don't need that much chip, you know? I mean, the M1 would have been more than plenty for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't do that kind of gaming on it that's going to require the M2 chip. But I guess if I go with that computer, it's, I'm not going to really have a choice.
It doesn't hurt to have the M2 chip with
No,
the way technology is going. And you could, buy an M1 probably on Amazon or Best Buy.
true. What was I going to ask you? Do you know off the top of your head the difference between the MacBook Air and the MacBook Pro?
Other than
Pro
the
seems
Mac,
to be a couple $100 more expensive, surprisingly.
the main difference is the weight in my mind, but there's a lot more things they put in the MacBook Pro to, again, you probably don't need it for what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's people like me who are using Photoshop and Final Cut, and things like that.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
on a regular basis,
Yeah.
if you're doing essentials from time to time and, browsing and doing mail, it's not all that critical.
Well,
But
the only,
anymore, there's not, I'd say, as big a difference as there was when they first came out.
yeah. Well, the Pro's been out for years because my old one is a MacBook Pro
Mm-hmm.
that is just very, very old. That's running an old operating system. And as I said to you before, somewhere along the way, it stopped receiving email.
Mm-hmm.
God knows how or why, but I can't make it start receiving email again. I've deleted the accounts. I've put them back in. I've put in new passwords. Nothing seems to make the email function. I've
Mm-hmm.
deleted the mail server,
Mm-hmm.
the mail app, reinstalled it. That didn't
Mm-hmm.
do any good. So I don't know what's going on there.
Mm-hmm.
But and since I can't get email, I can't even use that computer to come to Tech Time so that we can kind of troubleshoot it, because I can't get the email to do the link to come. So
Mm-hmm. Well, you can type the meeting ID and password.
I don't know what it is.
I've shared it a couple times, but I
I
can
know,
send
and
it
I don't
again.
know that I've saved it anywhere, but
But I can send it to you.
Well, we could try that at some point, but
That's up to you. Is it worth the slow effort to do that, or is it
But-
time?
it's certainly cheaper than going out and buying a new one, but still.
Yeah.
Uh,
But yeah, I think the Airs started coming out maybe 5 or 6 years ago,
Yeah, well, I've had
7 or 8, but
mine is way older than that, believe me.
mm,
So, I mean, I'm not really surprised that it's giving me some issues because of its age.
mhm,
I mean, it hasn't died yet, which Macs just don't do, but
mhm,
you know, but it seems to be starting its death throes. So
mhm. Yeah, I still have my 2009 MacBook to burn DVDs from time to time, but it is slow and painful.
well, you don't get DVDs on any computer anymore unless you
Exactly.
unless you want an external, which I have on this Mac that I'm using now. I had to buy an external.
Mhm.
Nothing.
Yeah, I have one of them. It's if I want to burn DVD menus on DVDs.
Yeah, even PCs don't come with DVDs anymore.
Mhm,
It's the nature of the industry.
mhm.
All right, well, I'll make up my mind what I'm gonna do here soon.
Mhm. Good luck.
Maybe I can use that computer then and move. If I get the new laptop, I can use it for these tech times, and I might actually move in my picture
Oh,
You should.
instead of being frozen all the time.
With an M1 chip and new camera, yeah. Or a 2 chip.
M2 chip, yeah, and a new camera. It might just actually work.
Wow, what are we gonna do? We actually have to look at you.
It seemed that Susan was working, so I can only hope it would work for me.
Yeah,
All right, well, we'll see.
good luck.
Yeah.
But yeah, any other questions or things you want to talk about?
Is this gonna be another early session?
I don't really have a problem, just a comment and wondering if it's happened to anybody else, but in my email, I've been getting far more spam than I used to. It's coming right into the spam folder.
Hmm.
And when I check it, it's like tons of them are from Geek Squad, but all different numbers.
Mhm.
And what was the other one? Oh, Microsoft. So I don't do anything about it, but it used to be I'd get a couple a day, maybe 3, and then they just kind of line up till I'd get 7 or 10, and then they'd start going away, the oldest first. And now I haven't counted them, but there's probably 60, 50 or 60. I'm just wondering, is that just me?
couple months
Should I
ago,
worry about it? Should I do anything? I don't know.
I'm sorry, a couple months ago, I had like 15 a day coming in or something, and they were all Gmail. And I don't even use my Gmail account. So this is my Yahoo email, it's getting it. And I just would go in every day and see, oh yeah, there's 10, and just say delete. And it went on for a couple weeks, and then I haven't gotten any for quite a while. And most of them were, the subject was something about your order, or you have some money waiting for you, or some kind of thing that was so ridiculous.
Obvious.
But I started to mouse over and see every single one of them was Gmail. So different names, but I don't know if that was Gmail punishing me because I don't use Gmail or what. Anyway,
It's not
but
even
it's
probably
fun.
Gmail.
It's what?
It's probably not even Gmail doing anything with it.
No, probably.
Some outsider.
Mm-hmm.
But I just thought it was interesting that all of the people were using Gmail, and some of the things were almost exactly the same type thing, just with different weird names and different dollar amounts or something. So
Mhm.
I guess I got rid of them. But yeah, I don't leave spam in my spam folder very long. As soon as I see that it's in there, I just delete the stuff.
Yeah, a lot of my junk mail's been coming in as text messages. And there are things like, there's a package waiting for you, we can't deliver, we need more information, call this number. Or we have to shut your bank account because of something ridiculous, please. It's all about trying to get me to call numbers.
Mhm.
Mm.
I get a lot of Netflix text too, your Netflix
Yeah.
account's canceled or
It's-
suspended or whatever. But I'm not surprised, Betty Ann, it's only going to get worse and worse in the coming years. So, and it comes in waves, I find. So.
And I do have Comcast, but Nancy said she deletes them as soon as they come in. I took another tack and said, well, I'm putting it in my spam folder. Hopefully Comcast is going to keep an eye on this and then it won't come back. If I let them, like I said, eventually they delete themselves.
Mhm.
Yes,
So
mine
which
don't.
of us is doing the right thing?
Well, mine don't delete themselves, so I don't think. I mean, if I see spam on my regular thing, I transfer it to spam folder, to the spam folder. And then, but the ones that are already coming into spam, I just note that, okay, there's more spam. And then I just do a, what do you call it? Clear trash, empty something or other is what I click on. And this is all in Yahoo email. So I don't know if you have Yahoo or if you have a different email
Comcast.
company.
Mhm.
Oh, it is Comcast email too. So yeah, so it's maybe different how it works.
And I know Gmail and Office 360 or Microsoft accounts, emails, you can right click and mark them as phishing, and then it will tell Google or Microsoft that, hey, I need to block these. I don't know if Comcast has that option when you could right click and say, you could put them on your like block list. But again, that's a lot of work for you for every single day. So do you want to put that time into it? So yeah. There's no right way of handling spam things. Both of you are doing the right thing. Neither of you are clicking on the links or downloading things. So
Boy, it's getting harder to recognize it. There's things that come that I'm thinking, okay, is this or not? Like the latest one that I was from, it said from Chester County poll workers, and it's a survey. And it's from that survey group. I forget what they're called.
Something monkey.
Yeah, monkey. Yeah. And I'm thinking, well, I guess this has got to be real, but why are they asking me now? It's like so much after the primary election and whatever. So I finally decided that yes. Well, actually, I didn't open it, but when I deleted the email, when I read the email before it and deleted it, I have it set up that it opens the next email. So that was dumb.
A lot of these so-called surveys are fundraisers in disguise. They always end up asking for money.
Yeah.
So it just.
And I probably have thrown away some things that I was supposed to read, really, like, especially if it's something that I think it says it's from Verizon, but it doesn't sound like it should be. I just, put it in the spam thing, or even from Yahoo. Even from Yahoo, I've put things that it was spam. So that probably was something real, but I'd rather err on the caution side.
mm-hmm.
I have
A
a
while
simple
ago-
solution for surveys. I don't do them,
Yeah, I don't either.
period. I don't care
Yeah.
who they're from.
Yeah.
Even if it's from my doctor saying, how did we do? I
Especially
don't
if-
answer it. So I don't worry about survey. I just
But
delete.
that's the problem. That's when I stopped it. When, it was one thing if you go to Kohl's or any other store and they want the survey and they ask you when if you do that survey, it's really helpful. There's a lot of things that are tied to their performance at work. I used to work there for a little while at the end. And it was important to them, so I would do it. And now it's like everybody wants you to do a survey. And so it's just my policy, just like you, I just don't do them anymore.
Yeah.
I have people come to do a what's it called, Aptiv. They come every couple of months during the summer and they spray outside, and now I'm not getting any bugs inside and the mice aren't coming in. It's wonderful. But they want you to do a performance survey. And I got a note one time in an email by the guy who would come, and he said, I strive to get 100%. If you can do this, it'll really help. And if you don't, then my number goes down. And so I wrote back to the woman who's in charge of all this. And I said, look, just so you know, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I don't want to hurt their performance evaluation, but I'm never going to do any of these surveys. And she said, well, thanks for letting us know. I don't know if I hurt them or not, but you know, it's starting to take more time if you do that, because you never know how long they're going to take. Is it going to be a
Sure.
couple questions or 15?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I get them on my phone every once in a while. Somebody wants to know if I would like me to do a quick survey. I say goodbye and hang up.
Yeah.
It's that simple. I don't do surveys. I don't care who they are.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It could be
Well,
the
this is-
president asking me for a survey and I'm
Right.
not doing it.
Oh, especially the president asking for a survey or
I'm
any
not doing it.
political thing, yeah. But, and actually, this is probably the only one I'm going to do, just because I don't want to lose my position as a poll worker. And so I will probably do that one, but otherwise, yeah, it's crazy. Okay, I returned something to Lowe's, and then how was our service for, like, oh.
Buy something from Lowe's or Home Depot and
Oh,
they want
yeah.
to know how your purchase was. How did it work out for you? It's
Right.
none of their business.
Well, and it was another thing that I forget what it was, a bank. Oh no, it was Schwab. It took me 3 people to get to the person that could answer the question. And then he did sort of a good job, but then they wanted to know how was his thing. Well, the fact that it took so many other people and they didn't have the right answer is my take on it. So I didn't do that one either. But I think it's good not to do them.
Mm-hmm. I'm one that does not do them either, but unless somebody did an outstanding job or an absolutely horrible job, and I want to either.
Having said that, what about the one that you want to know how we like the live stream?
Mm-hmm. Yes, the church did send one out last week. We will be in today's email. We are asking for feedback. Because we're trying to get a sense of where people are, both in person and online. So if you could spend the time to do that. It's advertised at 5 minutes. I would say it takes more like 15. So
Yeah, I did it.
Truth in
and it wasn't bad.
advertising. I love it.
it's one of those, I'm like, guys, you need to make the survey shorter. No one's going to answer this. But they
Yeah.
didn't listen to me.
Well, but I've given info anyway, and it's never been worked on. I mean, not never, but it doesn't seem like it makes any difference. Like info that I've already given without survey. So
Mhm.
I guess we need more people to agree.
Yeah, it's consensus, right? So
Um,
we can't make everybody happy, but we'd like to
Well,
know where
the
people
big-
are.
the
on
big
the
thing,
spectrum.
like that you can't hear the microphone doesn't work well enough on Chapel that you can't be doing Chapel online. That's my only big thing.
We're trying to fix that.
Yeah.
Our sound guy's researching microphones.
That's good. I know you guys eventually will do it. That's fine, but and then maybe it's because, well, then you ought to come to this service instead of doing. But like one time when the road was closed, it was just, hey, I got to go back home and watch it.
Mhm.
Does Chapel have a camera operator? It doesn't seem like the camera moves a whole lot.
It's on an iPad. It's one single shot, and so it's me or one of the pastors panning back and forth.
Sure.
We are sometimes a little too slow, but
That's
or
That's
go
fine.
to things. But yeah, the chapel is a challenge to live stream because
But
it's
it's good.
so
It's-
it's a nice room, but it's not designed
for
for
that.
sound, and the
Right.
pastors aren't mic'd well, and
Right.
it's a 360 experience. Yeah.
Honestly, the Westminster offers so much. At the end of that survey, it's hard to know what to suggest.
Hmm.
I mean, that was
Yeah.
my uncreativity self.
Hmm.
But no, Chapel though is wonderful. I mean, especially in person,
Hmm.
so many people like it that say it's more meaningful than the service, because, yeah, so that's, and in
Mhm.
case you've never gone to it, most of the people sit on the same side as the camera, so they're not in the picture.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, we did look into getting a camera in there, and it would have to go run cables all the way back to the production room and the sanctuary, so the camera operator is in there, and or create another production room, and it was just not practical.
Mm-mm.
No, the only thing, if you get the mic fixed, then it's 100% great.
Yeah, I wish we could add the lyrics and things to it too, but we
But
do.
there is isn't there a printed one with it? Yeah.
If you are so inclined, you can do that
Yeah.
on the website.
I don't think it's that much of a problem, because it's just not the kind of service or the situation where, I mean, I think you're right when you say it's best attended
Mhm.
in person rather than Zoom it or whatever.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was easy to do when it was in the sanctuary during the pandemic, but it's such a big room for the small audience that it draws that it was, just not practical.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the service. I enjoyed working the cameras for that service, but you say you get 6 people and you're in the big sanctuary.
Well, and it's definitely not as intimate
Right.
for the people that are there, and you
Right.
don't get interruptions like when it's in the big sanctuary. People not necessarily walk through the sanctuary, but you hear all the stuff outside. So no, chapels, I love the chapel.
Anyway, we digress. Any other tech issues or things you guys want to discuss? I know your time is precious.
Not as precious as yours.
That's all I have, and I'm expecting a couple of calls, so I will say goodbye for now. It was nice seeing you all again.
Yeah.
Good to
See you
see
next time.
you.
Bye.
Me too, because that call at the beginning was my brother, and I better see what he wanted. Thank you for, bye-bye.